Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. Non-binaries as well. We've all been all the same. I don't know what the analog is, and I'm sorry. I fucked it up. I'm sorry. Can I have a take two? Good evening, everyone. Welcome back for another exciting Voltage stream. I'm your host, your friendly neighborhood stream boy, and today I have some exciting stuff to do. I will fully admit that I'm trying something a little different here, where I kick off a little earlier on solo streams, and I let myself try some like stuff in small. The idea is that I'm sort of seeing how, like, it's a taste test. Oh, Aaron, thank you so much for subscribing at Tier 1 for 44 months. Happy 44 months to you too, dear. I'm sort of doing what's called channel surfing gaming, where I play like 20 to 30 minutes of a game at, soda. Probiotic soda. Where I sort of try something for like 20 to 30 minutes, like the length of a half-hour TV show kind of vibe. And, if I vibe with it, cool, and if I don't, that's fine, I played it. It's not for me. And I can sort of see if I want to keep playing it beyond like the first 30 minutes or so, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I am here with our nice little stream as of right now. So I'm going to transition over to here. Oh, fuck. I lost the game I was trying to do. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play a game or two that I have never played before. I don't know if you have ever played before. Like, it was recommended to me. I pressed the wrong button. It was recommended to me by a group of people I trust when it comes to game recommendations. About games that are, not current gen, like retro games kind of thing. So this is one of those games. It's called Scourge Hive. Scourge, like they misspelled Scourge. It's S-C-U-R-G-E, not S-C-O-U-R-G-E. But like, it's space horror. So let's have a look at it. Let's do it. This is a Game Boy Advance game. What? I pressed B. That was strange. Ah, I see. They did say it was very much like Metroid Fusion. Yeah, this is very much like Metroid Fusion. They were not wrong. Oh, and they got the butt shot. Let's go. Yeah, this is quite literally just Metroid Fusion. So let's see. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what the heck this game even is. It's Scourge Hive. Two files. Let's do insane. That's great. So normal is easy, hard is normal, and insane is hard. Okay. Did we not just see this? Did I not just watch this? Can I not skip it? Oh no. Come on, Scourge Hive, you're better than this. Surely you aren't using the bottom button to confirm how you play on a Game Boy Advance. Oh, I just had to rewatch the entire opening again because that was I'm stupid. Here we go! Third time! Oh boy. It's like the slowest part of the worst part of Metroid Fusion is the very start of the game where you have to watch the unskippable 2-minute cutscene. Alas, I see our game has very much been inspired by its source material. Wonderful. Listen to that MIDI. Rude Awakening. Whoa. Why is she so, I don't know, Shane. I don't know. Destination planet Enos reached. Disengaging warp core. Whoa, she's anime! She's anime! This rules! Magellan, lock onto the research facility's beacon. Locating beacon. Signal confirmed. Calibrating thrusters. Establishing geosynchronous orbit. I just thought that was like a wall of words, letters for a second. Oh shit. What the hell is this shit? What's happening? A high-intensity energy weapon is being targeted at the vessel. Hull integrity is stable. Searching weapons database. Negative. No such weapons match the current beam specifications. Since when do remote research stations have high-intensity energy weapons? Hi, Mom. How are you? We're right in the middle of the Confederation space, light years from the border. Unlike my mom, who is in San Diego, which is not light years from the border. Energy beam has dissipated. Commencing damage assessment. That's just odd. Didn't seem like much except toss the ship around a little. Oh, I bet not. Great. Just great. Magellan, report! Foreign life forms detected on board vessel. Sealing all hatches according to quarantine protocols. Oh, this is cool. This is very cool. Proceed with caution. Kinds of memory of like Makoto from Ghost in the Shell. I agree. You gotta jump. Okay. This is like probably a selecting thing. This is the, oh my gosh, this is really cool. So, like, this is pretty neat. Oh, this is very cool. I bet that sound effect's gonna get very annoying very fast. Multiple malfunctions detected throughout the vessel system. Largest concentration of life forms found in reactor core and AFT storage compartment of vessel. Aft. Downloading target coordinates. This is very cool. Reactor core security door has been isolated. Okay. So I can't go through that way at all. Oh, snakes! The gauge in the upper right corner shows your charge level. If the gauge is emptied, there will be a delay before you can throw again. So like... Oh! Collect bioenergy. Okay, so this is just like isometric Metroid Fusion. Oh my god, so if you stand still... you can like start to combo stuff. This is very fun. This is very fun indeed. Looks like you can only jump one. Mega Man, the art's Mega Man X, but isometric. And it's like survival horror. This is very neat. I got recommended this by the Action Bunker server's FPGA tour. Oh, when you kill them, the screen shakes. Interesting. Okay. Can I, like, check these things, too? No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, man. This is on the Game Boy Advance. Dude, the Game Boy Advance has just the best fucking library. I don't want to hear otherwise. Sorry, Mom. It's got the best darn library. Where was this game in my childhood? I don't know. I had no idea about this game. It's rated T, I remember right. Let me look that up here in just a sec. Negative. Commencing input of new coordinates. Stand by for warping procedure. Damn! Better get this over with fast! She said a swear. That's how you know this game was rated T. Oh, and I level up too. Excellent. There's no time limit. I felt like there was one, but there wasn't one. Or as far as I'm aware. Oh shit, yikes. This is dope. This is good. Look at those fleshy walls. Scourge variant. Oh, brother. Scylla. Wow. Schnauzers, dude. This is a game. Now this is a video game right here. Okay, so we still got something regenerative. Oh, they come back. If I'm too slow, they probably regenerate. I gotta be better about this, though. I must have just... yeah. No worries. Oh, man. This game's very cool. Nice. Oh my goodness. Now this is a video game. On the Game Boy Advance. Oh my god. This is magnificent. I'll have you know, that was quite... This is I have so much admiration that like a game like this is on the Game Boy Advance. Like, this is such a cool game. This is insanely cool. This is like, I'm enamored. I can't say anything because I'm so entranced. This is a game called Scourge Hive on the Game Boy Advance. It's just bizarro. It's like, this is on the same console that Pokemon is on. Nice. Nice. Warning. Traces of Scourge infectant have been detected in your body. Activating suit infection interface. This gauge will appear on the upper middle part of the screen and will indicate your level of infection. Be aware that if the infection reaches 100%, your health will start to deteriorate rapidly as the infection takes over. If you touch too much of the red scurb biomatter on the ground, your infection will rapidly. All personnel evacuate immediately. Oh lord, this is gonna be so cool when like this starts getting real tense. But like, okay, also starting on a Super Metroid. It's like, what if this was Super Metroid, but it was like survival horror? What if it was Metroid Fusion, but more survival horror? Ouch. Definitely not the smoothest landing I've had. I guess now's a good time to get my bearings. I remember asking for a backup Magellan program to be installed somewhere in this suit. Ah! There we go. Magellan backup version 3.5 loading. Program initiated. Please state your query. Nice. Nice to have you back, Magellan. Looks like there's going to have to be a slight change of plan. If I'm going to get paid, I still need to retrieve as many research prototypes and data from the facility as possible. What's my location? Enos. Just so cool. I kind of want to port for the Switch or a faithful remaster. I do not know who made this, is the thing. Whoa! Hello! Greetings, space folk. I didn't get healed. There was no heal between that and where I am right now. I wonder if I have the Game Boy shader layers properly, if this would look like even crazier. I bet it would. The camera's a little funky. Like, I can let it slide though, because our protagonist is really cute. She's like a cool cute, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about her. She's just got that ingenue type space fighter. Like, she's a more anime Samus. A more Genki Samus, if you will. You can jump on pipes. Oh, yes. This is great. This is quite... Like, I am so engaged with this. Holy moly. Very good game. My mouth is like ajar. Agape. That's probably a better way of putting it. Is that fucking Scourge? Right up on that darn hill? Ugh. Nasty. Nasty! Ha! Oh my gosh. This is wicked, dude. This is straight wicked. This is mega cool. This friggin' guy's gonna ruin me if I'm not careful. I am amazed and enamored by this. (1658) signatures. Scourge variants detected. Oh my lordy. This is cool. This is real cool. Can I get any kind of save or heal though? That's probably it. Security card. Security doors can only be deactivated if you have collected the required numbers shown on the bottom of the screen. A pulsing sound will be emitted if there is a security card in the room. Oh, it just keeps going, huh? Okay. Jesus, they just keep coming. Ah. Okay, so that's what happens when you die. Sorry for any photosensitive viewers. That's what happens when you die in Scourge Hive? Where did it save me last? Oh my god. Okay, so it puts me back to like a previous save, I guess? Just gotta mow him down. Okay, so I kind of get what this is like getting at. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The idea is that, like, you know, this is like a level, kinda. Yeah, I wish there were a way to have, like, a better tailing camera, because, like, I get that they want you to see what you're running toward, but, like, in a corner like that, that's kinda tricky. This is just very cool. I think this is a very cool game. I'm glad it exists. I'm definitely going to play more of it. It's very cool. It is, magnificent. You don't have to fight anything if you don't want, but it's for, like, levels and shit. So I imagine they're like, here you go, kill these things to get some practice. Yeah. It reminds me of Castlevania's GBA games where you start with levels and you go with different levels. Yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me of too. Like the idea that you just have a natural higher base attack when you level up, for example, or you just get more HP. I kind of so I grew up playing Fusion, right? Like Metroid Fusion was my childhood Metroid. So like I am totally okay with Metroid Fusion's sort of gameplay loop because like to me that was my first Metroid. But you know, I was used to like collecting energy tanks basically is what I'm trying to say. And having sort of like that as an unlockable rather than fighting enemies to gain experience to boost your level. And when I played Aria of Sorrow like a year and a half ago, I really liked it. And it had to do with the fact that it was like something familiar, yet like a new way of experiencing it. And I feel like this is very cool. Especially compared to Mega Man Battle Network 2. Ah, heal point. Oh, that's really good. This is like just isometric Metroid Fusion, but like I'm so game for it. I'm so for this. This is like... Listen to that tune. Listen to those funky tunes. Hold up. Ready? Okay. Here's the cut. Listen to that fucking menu music. That funky menu music. This is a CAD jam, bro. Okay. I am going to save this, because I think I am going to play more of this for sure. It has been exactly a half hour, so let's dive into Mega Man Battle Network 2. We found a cool little game to play. Now we're going to play license? How do I spell license? Let's do that. And let's do that. I gotta save. Oh, wait. Okay, maybe I can't. So I'll have to get the map again later. Not to worry, though. Now, let's go into Mega Man Battle Network 2. Once we can get it. There we go. And then we will reopen the menu, load the games, and swap over to Mega Man Battle Network 2. And we can finally talk about our evenings, because that game, this Scourge Hive game, that game is called Scourge Hive, SCURGE:hive. That game is neat, but it occupies a lot of my mental focus, so I can't necessarily talk about like life and shit. And so it's nice to be able to chat and stuff. So if I can find the file that's Battle Network, I need Battle Network 2 USA. I don't need a translation. I don't need the debug version. I just need USA. Okay, thank you. Mega Man Battle Network 2. Where were we? We were around the square. There we go. Now we got it updated. We were... Let's go take the exam for the license exam. I'm here to take the license exam? My name is Megaman.exe. You can take an exams whenever you want. Just come talk to me to take an exam. Yeah, I'm gonna take an exam so many times. You better believe it, dude. I'm gonna catch up on chat here just a sec. Sigma, I've been playing one of the DS games in my spare time, Portrait of Ruins. Are you playing it on the Switch collection? I want to play a little bit of that very soon. I might or might not be saving it as like a stream warm-up game. Just to like see, you know? But maybe the vibe this year is space horror. Maybe that's the vibe, you know? Like, you know how some Halloweens, some years have different vibes to them? Like, people are scared of different things. Like, in 2016, it was clowns. Or in you know, stuff like that. People sometimes go for, like, the vampire Halloween, as it were, among your friend group. I think it's time for a space horror Halloween. You got the collection on the Switch. Nice. That's what I'm thinking. And Spartan says, it's sad how many cool games came out of the Game Boy Advance, but because we didn't have good information, the network difficulty getting them. Yeah, that is a prime example. That is, like, exactly what I think of when I think of, like, a game that I wish I had found way sooner. Provided I can, like, gel with the combat. Oh no, this is a boss fight. Fuck. That's right, it's one of these. As long as the combat was, like, doable in the grand scheme of things, I'm definitely for it. We'll see. Because this is a very similar yet different game. Very, very similar yet different game. I forgot how talkable this game is, though. I will say that. Like, this is a yapping game. This is a game where you ramble about, like, shit, and you eventually will just be fine. I really like these games where all I have to do is just, like, ramble. It's what you all come to hear on a weekly basis. It's good. I will say that when it comes to Halloween this year, the day of Halloween happens to be during the same time as the IEEE conference in Tampa. And so I literally am missing Halloween to be at a conference. And that sucks, dude. Like, obviously I can't help the fact that it's, like, scheduled at this time to dodge the election. But I gotta say, like, oh man. It's just real inconvenient, huh? It's just real disappointing. I will say that and that alone. But, you know, life could be a lot worse because I do get to just, like, stay in a fancy hotel and eat fancy food and shit. And I think it's very fun. I did not hit a single one. Hello, Snake Rattler. How are you? Are you living the dream? Are you fighting the nightmare? How does it feel to be a new member of Fonza? Are you enjoying it? Do you find it fascinating there? Fonza is the Lucari VA server, by the way. She's got a very silly little server where we all talk about silly little things. No, it's all good. We like it there. Oh, it's the mashing one. Man, this is like just zonks kind of weird stuff. Like, I forgot how just wacky this game can be when it comes to mashing at times. It's like press L or R. I like that. It allows me to have a choice, which I'm a big fan of, you know, having a choice about. Let's do me. Oh no, I've made a huge mistake. I done fricked it up, brothers. It's fine. Have you seen One Step from Eden? I have not. What's it about? Tell me about it. What is One Step from Eden like? Let's see. Let's do that. Oh no, I'm going to bite the dust. Yep. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be one of these streams, everyone. I'm sorry. It's one of those filter streams where if Voltage can't figure out how to beat the mini-bosses, then we're gonna be here a while. I don't mean to be a nincompoop, but I'm sorry. It might happen for a little bit. And we'll deal with it, I guess. If you like this game, you'll like One Step from Eden. But like, what is One Step from Eden about? I don't know anything about it. Enlighten me, Snake Opara. You gotta tell me these things. Otherwise, your friend and favorite person who streams Voltage cannot give an opinion on it. Alright, you ghouls, you crows. You silly little crows. They're ghosts, but it's fun to call them crows, yeah? One slice does them in. I would love to have a nice little sword, as it were, but I guess not. Air shoes. Yeah, you definitely want to use the blade with these guys. And not get hit. You just need to back up from where your last spot was when they disappeared, and you're fine. Okay, so you can't cut their tongue. This game's so dynamic. I kind of love it. This game's really nice. You're building on a deck of attacks and it's act on a 4x4 area, much like this game. 4x4 feels tricky. I would feel like 4x4 would be a little overwhelming. Nice, we got one. Alright. It's gonna be a night. It's gonna be a night where, like, the Game Boy Advance difficulty kicks in, everyone. I hope you're ready. I sure am. I should have just swung. I should have just swung, but I didn't, because I'm a coward. Let's just put Time Bomb on the field. Why not? You jackass! You jackass! Ah! Snake, clip that. Okay, here we go again. It's always such a fun time when we get to go again. I will admit, I have been playing a bunch of different games recently off stream. I'm still playing Mother 3, obviously. But I have taken to... I beat Maya the Bee. That was the big one. Like, last week we played Maya the Bee as the warm-up game, or as the cooldown game, actually. I ended up finishing that. It was very cool. The first world was definitely the best, I will say. You know, the parallax and the vibes, much better in World 1 than almost everywhere else in the game, but the level design was kind of fascinating because there were sections of the game that were actually kind of tricky. Because you had to play the game of, like, are you going to hover now, or do you want to, like, save your hover for later? And it ended up being like, do you hover horizontally or vertically? You know, and I found the sorts of gameplay pretty interesting. You know, like it was pretty cool. And so I went and I just went through it all the way through in like a Saturday afternoon. You know, because like it's a game you can finish in that time. And I gotta say, it's like for a licensed game, it's pretty sweet. No wonder it's called Sweet Gold. So yeah, Maya the Bee, lovely game, easy game, worth playing if you like having a nice easy platformer to play on a nice afternoon. You know what I mean? Nothing like a good hard game to play on a warm afternoon. That's what I mean by that. Thank you, Snake, for the clip. That's the first clip we've had in a while. I'm very thankful for it. Oh, I've made a huge mistake. I will say, it's nice to have clips. I'm gonna try to start figuring out how to do shorts on YouTube, because that is like the thing to do. Not to say that I'm trying to be like famous and shit, but like, you know, if I want to have any chance at growing anything beyond just consistent, reliably funny content, I do need to do better about just spreading the good word of Voltage kind, as it were. So, like, that's something I'm gonna look into more with some of these clips that I have in the back hole, and new ones in a little bit. For the past few weekends, I've been friends visiting and occupied my Thursday evenings. Oh, that's fair. I don't hold anything, like, against it. You know, like, you come when you can, man. I know you're good for it. But I'm thinking about, like, just that shit. Because I realize that, like, I like what I do and I want to share that with people, and like, oh, how do you share that with people? Oh, you have to play the game a little bit. And I don't like playing the game a lot of the time, but unless, you know, like, that's the way it works right now, partner. So, that's what I'm thinking about. Whoa! Alright, let's use an area grab and a sword so that we can move around a little bit more. That's gonna be the way to go. Uh-oh. Nice. I like this game a lot. I think that there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line with the amount of time that we want to play this game. Oh, roll missed. There's like, I would not play this for more than 3 hours at a time, I will say that. This is, again, a car ride game, a game that you play in the car. Car rides in the Midwest take 3 hours. Punish bad guys. We have info that 2 bad navvies are on the net. Please locate the navvies and punish them. Once you've done it, please return here to me. This is problem 2. Shall I repeat it? That's okay. Very well. Good luck. Where the fuck would I go? I have no idea where I would go. I'm a net dealer. Want to see my net deals? I like net deals. Deals on the net. Let's buy the unlocker. Yeah, I think ultimately when it comes to clips and shorts and playing the algorithm game and just like getting cynical about it, I don't want to get cynical about it. You know, I want to have fun with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have no idea where to go. I mean, besides the net, you know what I mean? Please tell me I don't have to do that all over again. Okay, cool. Let's save before anything bad happens. The motto of Mega Man Battle Network 2. So they just say, okay, go find him, he's out on the net. Like, what is that? Really? I'm looking up a small walkthrough for this. I do not want to waste my time here when it comes to, like, looking for them. If they're in a specific spot that I just missed. I'll own it. I'll accept it. It's real. The motto of most games from that generation is remember to save plenty. Yes! I agree. You never know when it might be time to get out of the car. Let's see. One's near the square's entrance, and the other is outside Koto Square's entrance. Okay. Near the square's entrance, huh? This is the square. What do bad guys look like? Do they look like... Well, let's just talk to everyone, I guess. What's the worst that could happen, huh? So life's been pretty good. I will say, I'm at the point in research, with my work, as it were, where it's getting hard. Like, I don't mean to say that it's like, oh, woe is me, it's getting hard. I'm saying more... Wow, I did not think it could be harder than it was before, but somehow it has gotten harder. Whether that's like a matter of just I am, you know, reaching a point where we don't know anything, and so I have to think about, like, how I would figure that out? Or what? But it's very, it's not easy. I will say that. It is, not easy at all. But we knew that. Like, that's the whole point of a PhD, right? Like, duh. But at the same time, like, you can't tell me that at one point, like, everything that was easy to you now was a little, or like, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, basically, that, like, yeah, sometimes, you can have easier times, and sometimes they can be harder. And that's where I'm at right now, I think. Shit's harder right now, which is fine. It requires a lot of thinking, and I am one to think, but I am also someone who gets tired out from thinking, which does sound like bullshit. But, like, it's the truth. And if you don't... Oh, hey. What's up? Oh, you want to fight? Let's fight. Okay. You know, at some point, I was having a very easy time with it. It came to me naturally-ish. And, you know, that's okay. You know, like... There were easier times, and now we are at, like, a hard time. And, man, is it kind of demoralizing sometimes. Oh, no! I'll be fine, I'll get through it, because ultimately I am a capable and intelligent individual. Yowzas! Oh, Lord. Good thing I saved. Save after every fight, I guess. Alright, back to the biz. So yeah, this has been a bit of a more difficult week on the cranium, as it were. So please forgive me if I just have moments where I'm like, where the heck do I go tonight? Because I'm trying my best. And, you know, trying your best is important. And I'm having fun doing it. So that's what counts, right? Also, don't think anyone will fault you for using guides for this game. Plenty of just looking for that one character. Yeah, exact. I appreciate it. You know, I think that if there exists a walkthrough, someone has played it before and done the work. And in games like this, you know, I'm happy to stand on the shoulders of giants. I wouldn't want their hard work to go to waste. So that's where my brain goes, you see. And you know, my intro to gaming, in a lot of ways, excuse me, came from reading, because, like, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance until I was, like, 9. And then in that time, like, games were expensive, and you had to sort of, save money. Crazy concept, I know. And then, like, you could only get games every so often. And so what I did is I would buy the guidebook. I should save right before him. So I have a surplus of guidebooks at my parents' house right now. They are sitting on the basement shelf, as it were, taking up like a whole row. They, like, Prima guides, Nintendo Power guides, Brady Games guides. That was what I collected because I didn't have games. So I didn't have the game for what's a good example of this that I can think of as a kid. Like, before I had a Nintendo DS, I had the guidebook for Explorers of Time and Darkness. Before I had a Game Boy Advance and Pokemon Red Rescue Team, I had the guidebook to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. And I brought that thing everywhere. I took it on our trip to Chicago when I was in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade or so. I think I was 2nd grade, so I would have been like 8 at the time. And I remember we went to the Shed Aquarium and I brought it there. And I read that because I was more interested in the guidebook than the Shed Aquarium. Which, to me, you know, as an adult, haha, oh, you darn kid, you. But, like, you know, it's like, wow, that was my youth. I was at an aquarium where you can just see all these, like, basically you can just see Pokemon, but in real life. And I was like, let's read this guidebook about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team instead. So if that gives you any inclination about what that game means to me in terms of, like, context, here you go. There's a reason I got it as my first game. I would not shut up about it. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button like a dumb fuck. How many game overs am I gonna get tonight? That sound is drilled into a kid's brain. So, I brought that book everywhere. Like, everywhere. And it got to the point where, like, on the way home from the trip to the Chicago, we had to get up really early. And I was sleeping in, the family we were staying with was a family friend. And I was staying with, or staying in their oldest daughter's room, who had just gone off to college. And we had to get up super early in the morning in order to make the flight because, you know, we had to get up at like 5 a.m. And when you're a kid, waking up at 5 a.m. is like the most crazy thing known to mankind. And so it was like, it blew my mind. It was the first time, I think, as a kid, I understood what that meant. And, Oh, fuck. I'm so stupid. I should have just let the time bomb go off. There we go. So we got up at 5 a.m., and that really rocked my world, and we went to O'Hare, and I didn't eat anything for breakfast, and I was, like, reading in the car, which is, like, not a thing you do very good. You shouldn't really read in the car when you're a kid, or at least if you're me, because reading in the car focuses your attention on a very small spot, and bouncing around with your inner ear fluid, as it were, will lead to some dire nausea consequences, if you catch my drift. And so what ended up happening was that, like, I was feeling a little nauseous. I won't lie to you. And I ended up basically thinking to myself, okay, maybe I'm just hungry. Maybe if I eat some, like, Welch's fruit snacks kind of thing for breakfast, since, you know, I haven't eaten breakfast, so, like, maybe I just want to eat something. So I asked my parents for, you know, those fruit snacks. And I ate a bunch of them. And they were the mixed berry kind. I remember that very, very distinctly. And so I'm thinking to myself, it's okay, I'm okay. And I'm reading my book. We get on the plane. I'm reading that Prima Games Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team guidebook. The one with the yellow border and the Pikachu on the inner cover. The one that had the Zapdos poster. The one with the curved font, which I preferred to the Nintendo Power font. That one. And so I'm just going about my business. We're on the airplane. It's bumpy. I have a bunch of fruit snacks in my stomach. And I am so concerned about how I feel because I'm reading on a very turbulent flight back from Minneapolis or Chicago to Minneapolis, like on a Sunday or on a Monday morning. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those, we'll wake up early enough to get on a plane and do a half day of work on Monday kind of situations. Excuse me, it was on a Sunday leading into Monday because it was MEA. That's what it was. It was a break. It was MEA break in Minnesota. The fall break, basically. So we went to Chicago. That's what it was. Anyway, the point being, it's a bouncy, turbulent flight. I got a stomach full of fruit snacks. I've been reading on this bouncy, turbulent flight about the Pokemon you can find in Sky Tower. And, you know, I set the book down right in front of me. I'm thinking to myself, boy, oh boy, I feel kind of bad. And I immediately, what you think would happen happened, my friends. I vomited all over the book, the seat in front of me, all of it. I just did that. That was it was bad, and my parents were like, "Why didn't you say anything?" And I tell you, it was because I was so obsessed with reading that book. I was so obsessed with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team that I straight up threw up on an airplane because I didn't want to stop reading the book. So, next time you say like, oh, I'm not a reader, I was an obsessive reader. I read till I threw up. On an airplane. I was 8. That's dedication, okay? That is real dedication. I don't want to hear otherwise. So when you ask me what my, like, the game of my youth is, it's Red Rescue Team. It is not my favorite game of all time, but it is, in fact, probably the game, one of the games that defines me. And so, here we are. Excuse me, I had a Well, you also didn't know how your body would react to something like that. Exactly. That was the first time I ever had motion sickness beyond, like, just car sickness, you know? Growing up in the Midwest, when you have long car drives, wouldn't you know, you sit in the car in the back for long enough, the hot car on a hot summer day driving back from the farm on Highway 35, you might get a little motion sick. So yes, after I bombed, as it were, they cleared the row behind us, the row in front of us, and it was not a full flight. No, wait, it was a full flight. Oh, sorry. I lied. I remember that's why they still admonish me. It's a full flight. Like, I had to go sit on my parents' lap. This was probably 2007. So that's how it went. That was my youth. My first time with motion sickness, the time I threw up on a plane because I couldn't stop reading about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. I guarantee that would have happened if I played this game in a car. Alright, this is Kodo Square, so where's the other dude? Where's that dude? Where's that friggin' guy, huh? This is the second time I've heard of a Midwestern rejecting things going on in Chicago. Weird, it's happened twice. Let me tell you about Chicago. In particular, let me tell you about the O'Hare Airport, okay? The O'Hare Airport is my least favorite airport of all time because it is the worst airport ever. Every time I go through the O'Hare Airport, my flight is delayed. It is rescheduled. Something fucking happens to it. And I'm left there, stuck at this, like, Wyndham Garden Inn that they didn't pay for. And I'm told, oh, we'll get you on a flight first thing in the morning. No, you won't. You wish you didn't have to do that shit, but guess what you do? And I wish I weren't stuck here in a Wyndham Garden Inn in Chicago, but I guess we both can't have it the way we want it to, right? So, every single time, I get delayed, I get rerouted, there's something that goes wrong when we go to the O'Hare Airport. And I'm tired of it. The O'Hare Airport is not a fun place to be. Right. You ask me where I'd rather be? Anywhere! The darn O'Hare Airport stinks a lot. It's full of fibs. Anyway. So yeah. I've had some weird experiences going through Chicago. When I was flying to China for my study abroad, we flew out of Chicago. Hold on, actually, I'll wait to tell this story, but I'll read Spartan's thing. Food poisoning in my case, I don't know how to... I didn't know to stop eating if food tasted raw. Well, you learn the hard way, I guess, right? That is a lesson you gotta learn at some point. So, good you did. Bad that it was at an airport. Okay, so, another reason the O'Hare Airport is bad. When I did my study abroad in China in 2018, the O'Hare Airport was the airport we were supposed to fly to Shanghai from. So we were supposed to fly direct, like straight up, do there, get into the country at a very specific time because we are American foreigners, which was like, you know, maybe a year before it really became the case that if you are an American citizen, you should probably not be going to China. Like, that is where we are in American history, right before that. It's a long flight. That's a good couple-hour flight, to put it very simply. And so I had to fly out of Minneapolis because this was through the University of Wisconsin, right? And UW usually what they could do is if you lived near enough to Madison, you could probably drive to the O'Hare Airport, given that the flight was supposed to depart at 10 a.m. So most people drove from, their Wisconsin suburb near Madison or from Chicago, because there were a lot of people from that. And other people flew. They either flew in the night before or the morning of. I flew in the morning of from Minneapolis, so I had to go. I had to wake up. I am not going to win this fight, by the way. I had to wake up at, 5 a.m. to go and catch a flight from Minneapolis to O'Hare. And so I do that. Everything's good. I get there on time. Not a problem. I get to O'Hare on a 6:30 flight. I just died. 6:30 flight arrives at 9, or arrives at 8:30. My second flight leaves at 10-ish. And so I land, I find my gate, I find the group of college students who all just sort of are waiting there. None of us know any of the other, and those that do are just talking only with each other. And it's like, okay, well, sure. And, you sort of just go, are you here for the study abroad too? And they go, yeah, are you? And I was like, yeah, I am. And, we were expecting to board in the next 20 minutes. So just, making small talk until things happen. There was another group that flew out from a different airport, I think. And they got in at the expected time. I say expected time because, our flight got delayed. Our flight got delayed from 10 to 11 because of an issue involving the crew. The crew that was supposed to work the flight was not there. I don't know why, but they weren't there. And I guess that they just couldn't get anyone else to help. I think it must have been against company policy, based on the fact that it's a international flight to China. It's one of those flights where you gotta have the crew pre-approved, probably. And so oh, for fuck's sake. And so that delay happened. So it's 11:30. At 11:17 or so, the flight is delayed to 1. Because they're having issues draining the sewage off the plane from the last flight. I shit you not. So, okay, it's fine. Whatever. Sure. 1:30. At this point, we're letting the program coordinators know that, hey, we have been delayed 4 hours in our flight from Chicago to Shanghai. And so we are basically, I'm just gonna jack out and try to get back here. And so basically, we're sitting there, flight gets delayed to 2. And at this point, one lady who does not have the strongest English language speaking skills gets angry and pushes her way to the front and says that she wants a refund, but she also wants to be on a different flight. And this yelling match took place for about an hour because no one could communicate with her, and that no one could communicate with her and figure out exactly what she wanted, because she wanted basically compensation and them to find them a different flight, basically to rebook them. But she said she wanted a refund, but she still wanted to go back. And so what ended up happening is the flight attendants who were on duty, who were just overwhelmed and exhausted, and look, I don't, it's not their fault, there's no reason to get mad at the messengers about this, but this lady was not, taking that, basically. And so she was yelling at them for a solid hour, which again, rightfully so, I would be frustrated too. Lasted an hour, and the flight, in the process of their yelling match, the flight got delayed to 5. So, again, we were supposed to leave I'm going the wrong fucking way. We were supposed to leave at 10, right? For a 14 to 15 hour flight. We were supposed to fly out at 10, land at noon the next day, go to our, go to our campus, unpack, and then, like, do our best to combat any kind of, like, jet lag. What ended up happening is that we did not get on the plane until nearly 8 hours later. And as a result, we were, like, in serious doo-doo because, get this, because we are American citizens, they wanted to escort us to the campus. By law, I think they had to do that. And so we're out here just, like, saying, hey, by the way, you know how we said we were going to do that? Actually, we won't be getting in until nearly 10 hours later. Oh, and by the way, there's a restriction that you can't be escorting them past a certain time without government permission. So you got to keep us updated. And so it ended up being the case that, like, we did not get to our campus until about 3 a.m. because we flew in from Shanghai and then we had to take a bus from Shanghai to Hangzhou. And that is like a 2.5 hour bus ride, if I remember right. And so they had hired a tour bus, right? And with the tour bus came a tour bus guide, but we didn't get on the bus until midnight, basically, or like 11:30. And so the tour guide is out here trying to give his tour of China to American students who are so going to be jet lagged for the next 5 days because they're half awake, or like they're just waking up and it's midnight. And he's trying to give the, welcome, my name is Wo Haibo. That's like how you have in America with your last names and first names. My last name is Wo. It's a very common name. And my first name is Haibo. It means, I think, or it's, I don't know, I don't remember what he said, but Wo means like the flowing water. It's very common last name here in China. And so we're going to be driving through the land that I grew up in. Here on the, it's like, you know, he's doing the tour bus guide thing. And so I'm like, I'm groggy from waking up. And I remember Wo Haibo just like dropping some funky lore about his upbringing in Shanghai. And like, I'm like delirious. I feel like I'm on a weird bus to hell. Just because I don't want to sleep, but I need to sleep, except I want to sleep, but I'm like jet lagged. And the whole time, for like a good half hour to 45 minutes, he's just giving his spiel until basically one of the program coordinators who we met up with, because they waited at Shanghai Pudong for like 8 hours, literally told them they need to, like, the instructor said to Wo Haibo, they need to sleep. It's you're okay. You don't need, we're good. Thank you. And so he got the message after that, and he just stood in the corner of the bus for the next 3 hours. It's one of the most like, oh my god, I felt so bad for the man. But I was just like, you know, he was trying his best, exactly. He was doing, like, he could not have been older than 24. You know, like, he was getting reprimanded by someone his mother's age for people, like, about people who are not that much younger than him. And he's just like, okay. And I did not hear a peep out of that man the rest of the drive. It was crazy. And so that is the last, like, major flight I had out of O'Hare. I came back from China on O'Hare, and wouldn't you know, my flight from O'Hare to Minneapolis was delayed. That's right. It was delayed. Which I just find very serendipitous, all things considered, in the grand scheme of things. I got a lot of China stories, just because, like, a lot happened in that crazy summer. But, we really kicked off going to China, all of us. Like, there, like, 3/4 of the group was in that group that got stranded in O'Hare. And that was like an immediate bonding experience, which honestly was kind of great. The other immediate bonding experience was the time, like, about 12 hours later when goofy guy Paul, Too Tall Paul, dropped his phone that he bought for the trip with a Chinese SIM card into Westlake. And he decided that, oh, it wasn't that deep, so he just took off all of his clothes and jumped in Westlake and was trying to find his phone a half hour before sunset. On his, like, literally not even 24 hours into China, and this man is already, like, stripping down to his skivvies to jump in the lake, you know? Like, dude, come on, bro. So, needless to say, China was crazy. I think I'm just gonna talk about China stories for a while, which will be fun. It's a good stream of conscious thing. Good old Too Tall Paul. He was 6'4", 6'3", lankiest dude you ever saw, and also blonde-haired and blue-eyed, which to mainlanders in China is like the most exotic thing ever. It was great. Anytime we went anywhere, it was always the really tall blonde people and the really short blonde, non-dark-haired people. So, like, there was one girl who was a redhead. She was so popular with just any tourist we went to, you know? Any tourist attraction we went to in China, she was getting photos like crazy. Because she had, like, red hair, freckles, and she was super polite. Which, like, props to her for doing that, like, just putting up with some of the things the locals asked of her. Because there was one time where, like, they just all touched her hair, like, you know, I don't know about you. I did not like it when I had someone touch my hair. I feel as though it's important to say that, like, I was not as cool because I was a brownish-haired type, an average 5'10", and not particularly notable in my size. Nice work. Now for problem 3. It's another survival battle. Try later. Save the game. So, like, we went to the Great Wall of China, and this redheaded girl was literally the most interesting thing to some people. It was crazy, dude. Ooh, who are you? Sparky. I gotta unpin that sword. Oh, it's sinusoidally moving. Okay, cool. I understand sinusoids. Kind of. Yeah, so needles to say, we had a good time with it. But, like, you know, I went to the Great Wall, I went to the Forbidden City, I went inside that shit. We had a taxi driver who I said, "Wo shu guo ren," instead of "megwo," which means, instead of "wo shi megwo ren," which means, like, we are American. I just said "wo shu guo ren," which means we are people. And so, like, that was funny. And he was like, "That's President Xi's house," and I was like, "Whoa," because, like, you know, that's President Xi's house, I guess. That we drove past, you know, around the Forbidden City when we were in Beijing. So yeah, I went to Beijing, I went to Shanghai. Our exchange program was in Hangzhou, which is a smaller city, not too far from Shanghai. You know, you take a train, basically, and you have fun with it. Fast train, usually. And the idea is that, you know, during the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of that trip, you would basically do your classes. You woke up, class started at 8 a.m., went until noon, and then you had, like, office hours in the afternoon to work through problems, which was basically just the professor sits in the classroom and you ask questions as you do the homework kind of thing. That's what office hours are in engineering, by the way, in case you were curious and didn't know. That is how they worked. And so we would always have office hours then. One time, though, one of the professors had not been to China before, so, like, he joined us on the trip to Beijing, for example. Or to Wuchen, which is just, like, you know, a small tourist town. And we did office hours on the train. It was kind of fun. He had a spot, and we were all working on our laptops, and we would like lean over, and be like, "Professor, can you explain the entropy change here? I don't quite understand how that works." And like we would eventually, we got our exam scores graded very, very quickly, and I thought, oh, I got a 92. I thought I did really well. 92 out of 100. That's really great. Turns out the average was a 95. I was like, fuck, this sucks. The thing was that like all of them were mechanical engineers who had taken like some level of, like there was some class that they had taken that I had not, that allowed them to be just a little bit more successful with it. And like, whatever, man, I don't care. I'm not gonna like make excuses. I'm not the best at entropy balances or anything like that. But I will say, it's very disheartening to find out your exam scores, think you got a 92, know that you got a 92, and be really excited about it, and then find out that like you did like about a standard deviation below the average. That hurt. And all while you're just walking through one of these like old gardens from like the year 1505, you know, like that was just a very strange mental experience to have, I will say. Did not get better, but I was one of the best ones at like the technical communications course. So, you know what? I don't even want to hear it. I did fine. I got a B+ equivalent in that class. It's whatever, man. I don't do thermodynamics for my work. I do radiation detection, and I quite enjoy it, and I'm quite good at it. So, I don't want to hear it. I know E&M pretty well, I'd say. So anyway, so that was like the thing, is we would have class, have office hours in the dorm where we stayed, and then once a week we also had like, or no, every other day we had like immersion remedial Chinese. It was like Mandarin in a month, basically, where we basically learned how to say like, I need a taxi, yes, no, left, right, yesterday, tomorrow, today, help, you know, like things like that, like all of the things that you need to know to just exist in China, since you know, people don't speak English, which like, why would I ever expect them to speak English? Except they do speak English quite often, not as much as like, you know, to where I could just speak English and be fine about it, but yeah. There were, so we ended up having, some fun language communication, fun stuff. Some fun miscommunication experiences have happened. We did have 4 members from the group were, like, from China. They were from Beijing or Shanghai, or, one was from Xi'an, which was neat. And so, they often acted as translators, which was very, very helpful for like just like planning vacations. So like, you know, when we went to Beijing, for example, one of the guys, Hamiao, was from Beijing, and so he had his dad help book a lot of stuff while we were there, including, you know, like a tour bus to the Great Wall, which was really, really cool. Or like a set of like coach buses, except they were just like big cars that had like tables in them, you know, like rich person shit, I guess. And so he also helped find us a hotel to stay at, and we told him to find one for cheap. And I don't know if you've ever told someone in another country, just in general, like, oh, we are looking for a cheap hotel. Someone who, the word cheap varies tremendously at times, and the hotel that we stayed at for like the night or two that we were in Shanghai, or at least not Shanghai, Beijing, the night we were first in Beijing, I gotta tell you, for one, it had a room that you rented by the hour. I mean, like, at that point, you can get the gist of it very, very quickly. However, we maintained our presence there, and I slept in some very, very sketchy hotel rooms when I was in China. So we stayed at a per-hour hotel in China, like in Beijing, the first night we were there. And if that ain't something, I mean, like, look, I put my finger up against every mirror I saw because I was not going to just, like, happen upon someone filming me. Like, not that that would happen, but, like, the idea of anything else happening just doesn't seem like... Oh, fuck. It doesn't seem like anything I would... No, try that. I want to untab the thing. So, I'm just saying, it was a little funky. And then the next day... Oh, boy. So we deposited our stuff. It was not the next day. This was No, this was the next night. This was after we'd gone to the Great Wall. We get back after eating duck at a duck restaurant. And everyone's like, let's go out. Let's try to find a party. We are in the fucking suburbs of Beijing. Where the fuck is the party going to be? Okay? We are literally staying in a hotel that opens up upon an alley. Where the fuck do you think we're gonna go? Like, oh, memory is like you can pin them that way. Oh, I finally get it now. No, but seriously, where are we going? Where would we go? No, genuinely. Like, we ended up walking around for a while. After pre-gaming in the hotel room, I had a third of a bottle of Baijiu, and I proceeded to have the weirdest night of my life. Where, like, we just happened upon, like, a random concert at a random club that was ending, and so we were trying to just, like, walk in and sneak in. As I understand it, I don't fucking know what's going on. I'm drunk in Beijing suburbs on Baijiu. I don't know what the hell is going on. I have no idea what the hell I will do. I am literally just walking with the crowd. And so, now kids, if you're listening, don't do what I did. It's bad and stupid. Don't drink that much Baijiu. You will regret it. You will have the worst morning. It will be bad. And the next day, if you have to go and check out a place like, I don't know, the Forbidden City, maybe don't be hungover when you do it, because boy oh boy, let me tell you, not a fun experience. Not a fun experience walking into Tiananmen Square, having the face of Chairman Mao look down upon your hungover ass, the sky and area bright as can be because of diffusion. And like, you don't have sunglasses, you're hungover as shit, it's bright as hell, it's smoggy, and you have to walk in with Chairman Mao looking down saying, I know what you did last night. Boy oh boy, do I tell ya, that was a bad time. I was dehydrated, I drank so much water that day. I'm just like... I cannot believe myself, and like, I was 19, dude. That was like, I was a trooper at age 19. I did that shit at 19, and I liked it. God damn it. It's a miracle that, you know, I remember that night in the first place, you know? Like, I was well enough to remember everything we did that night, for what it's worth. I remember walking confidently into the concert hall venue as people were leaving, and this one girl gave me, like, this just weird look, like, what are you doing here? Who are you? Kind of look. And, like, I'm glad to tell you that that look transcends culture, and, like, you can just have, like, the, who the fuck are you, happen in the most unexpected of places. And I was just like, oh, whatever. I guess, whatever, I'll never see this girl again. But she had, like, just this look on her face that was so contemptuous, filled with a sense of, what are you doing here, who the hell are you, and why are you in my way? So needless to say, I remember that night being very, very, very strange, very, very fun. Don't drink as much Baijiu as I had. You will regret it. I regret it. And I never want to do it ever again. Baijiu is white rice wine, by the way. It's that shit that like gets you flat out trashed on your ass, like Everclear ass bullshit. And let me tell you, as someone who has drank a healthy amount of Everclear, it sucks. I don't recommend it. I did not have fun drinking Everclear. I didn't realize I didn't have fun drinking Everclear until the morning after I had a lot of Everclear. Boy, did I have a lot of it. I had a lot of that shit in fucking freshman year. Oh my god. Like, the further away I get from freshman year, the more I realize, like, oh my god, I had a lot of Everclear. Just a lot of booze in general. Again, do not drink in college the amounts that I happen to drink. I'm fine now. I don't drink anymore. I've learned my lessons and I'm better for it. But I will say, do not drink in as much as I did in undergrad. It's a bad time. It's a really bad time. I've stayed this level of studying, stayed in my state for college. I nearly passed out in the Delta flight from Texas to Arizona, 5-hour delay, AC broke mid-delay, and Alaska to Nebraska, 12-hour flight with trash air circulation. That's awful. Rationing water, that's awful. That's so bad. I'm so sorry. Oh boy, this is a survival of everything. Okay, is this... Sure. Gutsman, give me the goods. Okay, we only got one. We're good. We're fine. Motherfucker! Ah, damn it. This fucking level. This better be like near the end of this part of the section of the game, because this is crazy. License tests? Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Just a personal opinion. Like, I get it. You're teaching me new enemies. Maybe let's not stand in the middle if it's gonna be, like, sinusoidaling and, like, doubling our chances of being hit. That would be good. Okay. Let's do that. Get rid of this fucking dude. The blue one does not like getting bubbled on. The blue one absolutely does not like being bubbled on. I feel like I should maybe try breaking the rock, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like that's a waste of effort. Easy enough. Easy enough. So yeah, that's the tale of me visiting the Forbidden City quite hungover. In case you need a crowning moment of epic win from the Voltage VO on twitch.tv/Voltage VO. I mean to tell you folks, I had fun in college, but you know, I keep dying in Mega Man. It was definitely the most fun when I somehow got into a club in Shanghai wearing like the most fucking the most improbable, unfashionable outfit you've seen in your life, dude. I literally got into a club in Shanghai using a fucking string bag. I was carrying a string bag. I looked like such a loser dork that I somehow got in because I just slapped down 100 yuan and walked right in. The rest of our group, it was me and 3 girls. The rest of our group, which was 5 girls. No, it was, yeah. 5 girls and 11 guys. I was the only one who slapped down 100 yuan, walked on in with the girls. None of the other guys got in. You know, sometimes you're just too good. Like, I knew what the plan was. I had the confidence. Like, I was literally just like, here you go. And the bouncer would just look the other way. He let me in. He let my nerdy pasty ass in. And I went to a club in Shanghai where, like, it was really bad. One of the girls we were with, she had, like, tried to maintain a boyfriend while she was abroad. But that did not work. It did not last. And so what ended up happening is they broke up about a week into the trip. This is the second week of the trip, right? And so we are out at this club in Shanghai. This girl's going through it. And there's just like this giant bachelor party there. Like a giant bachelor party. And it's full of like these rich suit-wearing dudes who clearly have a lot of money to spend. And, like, there's one guy in particular she's just eyeing up and down who looks identical to her boyfriend. And she just starts, like, the most, like, drunken, promiscuous dancing you can see at a club from, like, a 19-year-old. Because you just had to be 18 to get in. Like, you know, like that type of shit. And it's just, like... This guy, he is just so shamelessly dancing with her, but he leads over to me and the 2 other girls, and he asks, like, he gives us a look. He gives me a look in particular because I'm the only guy with them. Oh shit, I fucked up. And he basically gives me like is it cool if I do this look? And like she had said, for what it's worth, this girl who is dancing, everything. She had said basically like, I am going to dance with someone, you cannot stop me. And we were like, okay, you know what? We've only known you 2 weeks. We'll look out for you if things get hairy, but like, have fun kind of vibe, basically. And so the guy gives me the look, and I just go like, oh yeah, she just broke up with her boyfriend, like she needs this. And he was like, cool, thanks, man. And like it was just like I'm gonna earn. I do not know what the hell I am doing, but like it was funny. So she danced with this guy for a while. I did not because I had a girlfriend at the time. I was also a fool who tried to maintain a relationship through a study abroad over a summer, and it did not work, unfortunately. Ooh, I'm at the last battle. Let's go. So I mean to say, you know, the relationship you're in when you're 19, not gonna be the last one of your life, hopefully. And if it is, I'm sorry. Whoa, meteor. Roll. Yeah, let's go roll. I need health, like, now. Good. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lordy Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, owns of man's desiring. Okay, please, please hit that thing. Yes. Okay, thank gravy. Oh, but now I can't hit the meteor. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, it's okay. We will be fine. I just want to get this. I really want to get this. Okay, thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Woohoo! I got the A license. All right. Great work, Mega Man. I can go to Yumland now. Let's go! That's why we're gonna make a friend there who will invite us to visit him in Yumland, silly. Yeah, I'll do my research too. Let's get out of here. Let's jack out. And save immediately. Excuse me. I had a lot of funny club and bar stories in Shanghai and in Beijing and like in China as a whole. I know I told the story. I heard the I've definitely told the story on stream before where we went out to like an underground college bar type shit. Definitely like a gay-friendly bar in China, which is rare. And we went there the other night we were in Shanghai. And we had been to the like night market area or like the bargaining market area in Shanghai where we had bought like a bunch of counterfeit merch, you know, like counterfeits and knockoffs and like the place where you bargain and haggle and whatnot, which I have a story for that too. Wow, I got lots of stories about China. And so I ended up basically buying a shirt. It was like this knockoff Tommy Hilfiger shirt that's like this weird color, like the ugliest color of yellow and purple you can find, which is like a floral shirt. It was like the one that no one else wanted, and I was like, all right, I'll buy it. So all the guys who were like party guys bought the shirt. They were all like, let's wear it out. Let's wear it out on the town when we go to this bar that we're going to, this club. And so we get there, and it's like this hole-in-the-wall alley type place where like you have to go down the alley in order to get into the entrance for the club. And it's like lit by a single LED. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a well-lit place. And I'm just like, sure, why not? I've had a shot of espresso and I've had 2 shots of baijiu. Why not? And we get in because, like, I guess Hamiao knew a guy or something. And we're in there and it's nice. The bar's good. Oh, yeah. I have told this story. But it's kind of dark, kind of dimly lit, and, you know, there's dancing, but there's other stuff. There's, like, couches in the back, and there's, like, a place to kind of hang out. There's, like, no windows, you know? It's, like, one of those kinds of places. There's definitely a door out to the back and everything. And we're just having a good time. I was hanging out there for a bit, and then I go up to the bar, and I sit down, and I order just, like, a Moscow Mule, because, like, I have not gone to many bars in my life, and this is a drink that was bought for me recently that I really liked. So it was pretty amusing when it came down to it, because I order a Moscow Mule, and I'm sitting there minding my business as, okay, this is the... Hello? Airman? What are you doing here? This is like the Quick Man thing all over again. I do not remember fighting you, but I know it's been a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sitting down at the bar. I've got my mule ordered, as it were. And I sit down, I'm waiting, and this guy sits down next to me. He's for sure a college age dude. Like, he's probably 2 years older than me, right? Like, and he goes, "Hey, how are you?" And I go, "I'm good. How are you?" And he says, my name is George. It's nice to meet you." And I say, "Hi, my name's Voltage. It's nice to meet you." And he asks, "Are you a student from here?" And I said, "No, we're here from a study abroad." And I gesture all to my friends who are like dancing, drunkenly dancing, all in their matching floral shirts out on the floor. And I'm like, "Yeah, I came with them." And he's like, "Oh, I see. This is my friend." And he gestures like to a guy sitting like 2 seats down talking to someone else, like, "That's my friend. Oh, fuck, I don't remember his name anymore. I know I wrote it down somewhere. But, like, that's my friend. Let's call him Frank. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And he was like, yeah. So can I buy you a drink? And I said, well, I have a meal coming. You can pay for that. And he said, okay. And so we got to talking a little bit. Say, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm an engineer. I'm taking some courses on, like, thermodynamics right now. What do you do? He said, oh, I'm a student here. I'm in my senior year, or I'm in my last year, basically. Stretching, by the way. And at this point, the meal comes, and I'm sipping on it, just sort of like making small talk, thinking about it. His friend Frank comes over, and you know, starts talking. You know, we start having a nice little conversation about how we find Shanghai, and it's good. And then I get the question from George asking, so are you planning to stay out with them for the rest of the night? And I said, I think I can't leave them behind. You know, like, I basically said, I'm not gonna leave my group, basically. And they were like, and as I said that, I finished my drink and I walked away. I'm such an asshole. I literally led this dude on and let him buy me a drink and invite me into his threesome, and I didn't do it. And I was like, you know what? Hey, you know what? Listen, I'm never gonna say no to an opportunity, but, like, at the same time, I will definitely say I was not gonna do that. Just, like, under general circumstances. Like, at the time, I was like, there's a couple reasons why I'm not going to do this. One, I am in a relationship, and it may be struggling, but I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna have a gay threesome in China. That would be really difficult to explain to my girlfriend back home. And so I did not do that. I walked away. And I walked into one of the back areas, just, like, sort of watching, like, the remainder of my friends dance out on stage. And they're like, you know, there's a good mix of genders there, you know. Like, I didn't see any people who didn't identify as male or female as far as I could tell. So, like, you know, it was pretty well populated, all things considered. So they looked like they were having fun. And I sat down on one of those back couches next to my friend Jared. And, you know, he was talking with this one guy and the guy's girlfriend. Like, this one guy and one girl. Like, they were dating or something. And they could speak English decently well. So, like, they were just having a conversation. And so we sit down, and I'm like, hey, you mind if I join you guys? And they're like, oh, not at all. And somehow the topic of the shirts come up. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, you guys got matching shirts. And Jared was like, oh, yeah, we're all with that group of guys and, like, 2 girls dancing out on the dance floor. And they're like, oh, are you gay? Like, just out of nowhere, dropping the hammer. Are you gay? And Jared was like, what? No. We are not. No. What gave you that impression? And the guy was just like, oh, you're all wearing matching floral shirts. That's kind of gay. Like, this is verbatim what was told to me at, like, you know, 12:30 a.m. after I've just rejected a threesome. Like, oh yeah, everyone thinks everyone in your group is gay, by the way. Like, hell yeah, and also, uh-oh. Oh, man. That was really funny. Jared, was like, you know, had a little bit of internalized homophobia. He was what we'd call the Yosuke of the group, as it were. But, it was funny because there was one guy in the group who's like, yeah, I'm bi. And, like, was very open about that. And, like, so he got talking with the guy and his girlfriend. And they got to talking just about, like, oh, yeah, what's that like in America? And, like, you know, it's a cool cultural moment right there. But I also couldn't help but think, like, just Huh. That would explain a lot. That would explain basically the last half hour. Yumland. Let's go to Yumland. Beep, 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 bong. Have a nice day. Onba code. Excuse me. So yeah, that was the second weekend of being in China. Hey, Captain Rex, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm having the glorious memories of 6 years ago, where I rejected a gay threesome in China. Would have been fun, maybe, I don't know. I need to go get more water, so we will be right back. And we'll tell more China stories here in just a moment. Alrighty, I return. So, I got more water. We're in Yumland. It's a good time. Let's get back into the action. So, I did a lot of partying in undergrad, and I did a lot of partying in China. Maybe I should not have partied as much as I did in China, but I did all the same. I cannot change that fact. It was very fun. The US dollar went a long way when I was there, so that was pretty cool. I definitely had plenty of time to just like meet some people. There's a bar in Shanghai I really like called Lady Beer, or Beer Lady. It's one of those, and it just has beers from literally all over the world, and it's like, you know, a beer garden in China, basically. We stayed at an Airbnb in Shanghai, like that whole time we were there. We stayed at this really, really fun Airbnb that was just like, you know, an alley residence, Airbnb, hostel kind of thing. No, it was a hostel, that was what it was, not an Airbnb, a hostel. Which, like, you know, as an American, I'm sorry I failed to acknowledge the concept of a hostel. Here we are. I did not stay in hostels until I went to China, and I had a lot of fun hostel stories. One of them being that I met a guy who worked for the police station, like, 5 miles from where I grew up. Not even. Like, we grew up 5 miles within each other's distance. He was just, like, 8 years older than me. It was wild. Hello. Yumland. Yumland. There's no need to feel down. Yumland 2 beyond this point. Okay. How are you? Yeah. So, we had a lot of fun in Shanghai. That was the first time I went, right? The first time I went was, like, at the very start of summer. The second time I went to Shanghai was back to sort of fly back because I was flying back a little earlier than some, perhaps. Like, the program ended, I stayed an extra day and a half, or so, and then I went back. I did not try to go anywhere else because I supposedly had a job lined up for when I got home that started, like, basically for the 4 weeks I would be able to be there. They said I had a job. I was a little naive at the time. I did not have a job waiting for me, which really stunk, because now it's just like, I'm just back in the States. I don't have any thing to do here. I should have just stayed in China for a little longer. But I didn't. So, whoop. Oh well. But, like, the last time I was there, the last days I was in Shanghai were very fascinating because it was the same time that in the main shopping mall on that really, really big shopping mall, like, shopping district area in Shanghai near the Bund, they had a big mall with a movie theater in it, and it just so happened to be the day. Well, it happened to be a very important day. Maybe I'll preface it with this. When I was, like, not in class, you know, in the evening, they were like, you should use a VPN and, like, generally you should, like, try, if you want to watch stuff, you should try and bring it along. And so I, on, like, a thumb drive, I brought my entire PC, which, like, was only because I didn't want a MacBook that they were providing. I wanted my own PC so I had, like, my files, which in hindsight, maybe not the smartest. I did end up, like, getting a new PC within a couple months of going, so it was fine. Mostly. I've changed a lot of passwords between now and then. And I gotta say, kind of fun and worth it. It was a virus in disguise. Fuck you. But I brought along Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like, you know, basically like the original dub in English and Japanese, you know, like the files for it all, and then also End of Eva. So while I was in, like, my dorm after finishing my homework at night at, like, 8 o'clock after running at the track and coming back, I would turn on an episode of Eva before going to bed. Or, excuse me, I would then FaceTime my girlfriend at the time for, like, an hour, and then I would watch Eva. And I'd watch an episode and then I'd go to bed. But, yeah, so I watched Eva for the first time while I was in China, which was very fun. It gave me something nightly to do. However, the one thing that also did was that, you know, I had my first time watching Eva in a place where, like, you know, some formative emotions can happen. I was kind of lonely at the time, so it was really impactful. But it's okay. I turned out just fine, and I think Eva memes are funny. But, in the process of doing that, I watched End of Eva, like, the week before the program ended. So it was, like, really good timing. And it must have been really great timing, in fact, because the shopping mall district in Shanghai, the weekend we were back, like the one day I got back to Shanghai, it was the same day that the Rebuilds 3.33... Excuse me, I burped really loud. That was very strange. I'm terribly sorry. That was the day that the third rebuild came out in China. And so I ended up just, like, going around this shopping mall. There's a life-size Rei Ayanami just, like, out here. There's literally a life-size Eva head. They're giving away hats to promote the movie. And so I just have a Neon Genesis Evangelion hat in Chinese. That's where the Eva hat comes from. That I have. Because I was there the day the rebuilds were just coming out in the state in China. Which I think is very wild. I bought a ticket, basically, to go check out, like, the gallery where they had, like, standees and like, cells, even, or, like, storyboards, basically. And they told me I wasn't allowed to take photos, and you know what? I'm leaving the country in 24 hours. I took a photo, okay? I took one photo. I'm still here, I'm still alive, I have not been whacked yet, so we're fine. I need an unlocker. I have an unlocker! Okay. So that was a very cool experience, a very formative experience. Like, there's a reason I like Ava as much as I do. You know, it's because I was in like literally the perfect place at the perfect time. Okay. Where am I going? Hey, Lion Jotun, how are you? Oh, my lot of jam is a voltage. Damn, I just get to see Kit Kat the Big Mac and whenever voltage, best sick week ever. You're sick? What are you sick with? Are you okay? Hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling great. I've been telling stories about my exploits in China. All the fun things I did in Shanghai. It was very fun. A lot of good times. A lot of good times were had. Definitely a lot of good times. I made friends with this girl from Russia. That was a strange experience because I think she liked me and I think I liked her. But, like, also, again, in a committed relationship. So that did not happen. But it was really strange because she would always ask me for help with, like, can you just walk me to the grocery store? I need some help. It was, like, right outside the school gates. Like, this girl did not... I mean, like, you know, I guess, you know, when it came down to it, like, she just needed someone else and she didn't know anyone else, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why she asked me to walk so many times. She was like this 6-foot Russian woman who was like a year older than me and just was like built. So I don't quite understand why, but whatever. My head, cold, and slight raspy voice. It's nothing to be scared of. It's amazing voltage has disappeared. Hasn't disappeared. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still around. I'm still having a grand old time with it. Oh, neat. Let's go to the southeast. Let's just keep fucking around because I have an unlocker. Right? Did I just miss it? Am I just missing it? I might just be missing it. Yeah, maybe she felt like it was just a friendly thing. Yeah, I mean, that's probably it. I mean, I generally was trying to just be like an unassuming guy for the most part. Like, sometimes you just end up being like someone, like you just meet someone who's like, you're doing laundry together, and, hey, this guy seems like not the worst person, I guess? I hope. Where am I going? Not this way. Clearly not this way. I'm so sorry. I'm aimlessly running around and telling nonsense stories. Anyway, tell me more about your trip. I've been away so long, I thought you guys forgot about me. Oh, I can't forget about you. No, this was 2018, so I was 19 at the time. 19, about to turn 20. So, you know, when you have the cocky confidence of a guy who is 19 years old, you do a lot of crazy shit. It is kind of a miracle that I just have, like, waltzed my way through life as I have. Considering, like, the very last day I was in Shanghai, I was in literally the Pudong suburbs. So, like, I was staying at this hotel that, like, I had 24 hours in it to myself, essentially, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go walk around town. I'm gonna just, like, see where I am. And, like, when you're a white guy aimlessly wandering around, like, the suburban Pudong streets, you know, that's not something people see every day. And I had an officer sort of just like, give me a look. And I gave him a look back. Sort of, oh no. Yumland's taken over by this ninja? Well, these gospel music fans or something. Wait, rather than explain all that, let me just cut to the chase. Why'd I destroy your country? Simple. This gospel group asked me to, that's why. Hey, I was just doing my job. I guess it just wasn't Yumland's lucky day. Sorry. Sorry. The Battle Network franchise is just so crazy. Mission accomplished, Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark? Oh my god, he really is a dark-looking sir. Your next target is... Got that? My pleasure, sir. My pleasure, sir. Oh my god, they kill him? They just killed him! What? What? That's zany. That's zany. That's kooky. That's very funny. That they're just doing it. What's going on? There's no one here, Lan. The square is always filled with people. This is weird. Something really bad must have happened. I know it. Lan, did you hear that? Roger. This is funky. I'm actually, like, curious to see what the hell happened. Shit! I came to Electopia to meet the person who sent it. Hey, what happened here? Oh no, they said the next target was Electopia? Oh no. I won't let you. Gospel's Yumland Occupation Force's Vice Commander, Cutman! Actually, my title is Vice Commander, but all I do is clean up survivors in the countries of the Command and Conquer. Right now he's probably on his way to Electopia. Not Gospel again. I've told you enough already, right? Now, it's time to clean you up. Nothing personal. Oh, fuck, I didn't save. That's bullshit! That's such horse shit! I think that's bullshit. 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 That's bullshit. Oh no. Okay. I really should heal. Alright. I keep forgetting I'm older than you guys, yeah. Alright, let me catch up on chat in the process. Lion Jotun saying like, but right now I'm hoping you and Kat and everybody team are ready for the scripts and trying to finish by next year. These last 7 scripts the next 2-3 years are killing me. Yeah, I mean like, schnikes, dude. Make sure you're not overdoing it, of course, as Kat always says, and what I now also always say. Just like make sure you're prioritizing your health as well, of course. I know that you know that, and I know that you know that I know that, but, like, you know, I'm gonna jack out now that I know where I'm going. Go all the way back. It's the right thing. It's the only way. It's the only way. So yeah, the times in Shanghai were definitely a little funky. They were very fun though. Like, I got to go to the Bund, you know? Like, when I was in China, I actually visited a lot of places that, like, you can see on The Amazing Race. And given that I'm a reality TV game show fiend, I was smoking happy about that, you know what I mean? Like, I was dang excited when we went to the Bund, and I was like, this was the pit stop on Amazing Race 21! No, 19. No. 21, yeah. The Gutzlaff flag tower was at Amazing Race 21. Yeah. I'm not crazy. So I was like, this is cool, this is epic, I'm real excited about it. Because, you know, there's that. I went to when we went to Guilin, we went to the pit stop there. And I have a photo of me standing in front of these two towers right where the pit stop mat was. And I guarantee it would have made for an absolutely perfect advertising image. It would have made for, like, an excellent advertising image for the university program had it not been for the fact that I was wearing a shirt that was basically an in-joke about a darty called Mifflin. I don't remember how to get to Yumland. I knew I shouldn't have left the internet was there for me. So yeah, I have to say, it was very, very fun. Very, very good experience, I'd say. I had a lot of fond memories of that time. I have some unfond memories, mind you, but, you know, the memories of staying out until 4 in the morning and, like, waking up for class at 8 a.m. the next day, like, yeah, I did that. I had fun doing it too. I was 19 and it was a grand time. We stayed out late. It was a whole deal. I've definitely told this on story on, excuse me. I've definitely told this stream a number, wow. I've definitely told this story a number of times on stream. That's the word. No, I've definitely told it a lot. It was basically like we got scouted at a sports bar, and we were invited to go dancing out at the club, and we could get in for free. So I rounded up the gang, and we went off toward the club, and essentially the reason that we were able to get in for free was because it was promotional material night. Which meant that they wanted as many foreigners in the bar as possible. Which meant that I, among with everyone else, was, well, I wouldn't say I was necessarily as much, but, like, basically the entire group I amassed ended up being in a promotional video for this one club in Hangzhou, China. Like, you can see their faces, you can't see mine, my back is to the camera. But, like, everyone's dancing and having a good time for a solid 5 seconds. If the school had seen that video, we probably all would have been on, like, academic probation. Funny how that works. because we weren't supposed to be drinking on this trip at all. Because they said, like, while the legal drinking age in China is 18, technically you are U.S. citizens, so you must follow U.S. law, and the U.S. law says you cannot drink if you are under the age of 21. So if we catch you drinking, it will be as if you're being written up in the dorms. So don't drink. And it's like, whatever you say, suckers. We almost got caught one time, which was funny because, like, the bar that we wanted to pregame at happened to be the same bar that one of the professors on the trip was just getting dinner at and enjoying a mojito herself. So she's there, just sitting there, minding her business, eating a burger and having a mojito because, like, you know, she misses the burgers of the United States, I guess. And, of course, her entire fucking group comes in, looking like they're about to go out for a night on the town. Like, what would you do in that scenario? She winced. We did not invade the space. Like, there were definitely a group of people who were like, why can't we just go in? It'll be fine. We'll just, like, we just won't drink while she's there. And that's what we did. We, like, said hi to her. Some people still ordered beers because they're like, whatever, I'm gonna do it anyway. I ordered a water because I was a good little boy who didn't want to leave a bad impression. So I told the waiter, like, I'm starting with water tonight. And he goes, excellent choice, my friend. You know, like, he's this black dude working in China. Like, whenever he's, like, probably used to being around a lot of party people in China who probably give him a lot of shit. And so, like, I just said, like, I'm starting with water. He's like, excellent choice, my man. Like, that is, like, the whole thing. Like, we both were just like, yep, party time, baby. Healed? What do you mean it healed? You're gonna die, Buster. So, we watched her eat her hamburger and drink her mojito, and then the professor left, and then everyone ordered, like, a meter of alcohol. Like, they bought, like, 5 meters of alcohol. Not 5, 3. I remember they wanted to buy a 4th one. But this was at the point where everyone was significantly sloshed. And they were like, the restaurant had a rule that if you do not finish your meter, you have to pay, like, for it significantly. Like, I don't remember the exact cost it was, but, like, you basically had to pay the price for an entire second meter. Which, like, you know, rightfully so. There are a lot of places that have that kind of policy. But, like, there were people who were like, I can finish it. I can finish it. I'll stay behind. We'll finish it. We'll meet you out at the clubs. And we were like, okay. They did not finish it, and they ended up owing, like, way more money than was necessary. Like, the equivalent of $90 American, because they couldn't finish a $30 meter of beer. And I don't know about you, I did not go in on that, but I did have one of the meters, and that was pretty fun. That was a good time. I remember on the TV in that place, Grey's Anatomy was on, and it was the episode that Denny fucking dies. So you just have Jeffrey Dean Morgan laying in a bed looking real sick, and, like, it cuts to Katherine Heigl just, like, trying to cry, and she can't, and it's just like, here I am, and Grey's Anatomy is still on. I don't know why that's relevant to me, but I just found that very funny. Reminds me of a sushi story from Alice. She ordered too much and asked to help finish. Yeah, like, they do that a lot because they, like, if it's an all-you-can-eat or all-you-can-drink thing and they're gonna lose money on it, you better back pay it. I would not do an all-you-can-eat sushi. I am not that type of person. I cannot handle that. Alright, so that's not gonna happen. I wonder if a slice will break that. Let's do this. I should have. Ooh, getting a little cheeky there, Buster. So he rotates around the stage. This isn't so bad so far. I should have waited just like a little bit more. Yeah, this is manageable. Like, the pattern is decently predictable. I can handle this. I think I can handle this. Let's do that, yeah. Roll, baby! Yeah, I am not a sushi person. I'm not a sushi guy myself. Oh, I should have used it in a different spot. I just don't like the texture of sushi, I think, is the main thing. And, like, nothing on you if you like sushi. It's like, oh, I'm not saying that waffles are bad just because I like pancakes, you know what I mean? I just don't really care for sushi that much. And that's fine. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. Let's see. I'm just gonna heal. You just gotta be moving around with kind of his cycles and reacting to when he tries and snips at you. Oh, I should have used Gutsman Mega, but I didn't. Oh well. Yeah, he's stuck there now, huh? Man, that sucks. Sucks for him. Real disappointing for him, I think. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing for him, huh? Not a problem. We got 2,000 and we beat him on try number 2. Honestly, that went well. That went pretty well. I thought that went pretty well. Commander Shadowman's. He's on his way to the Electopia. You'll never defeat him. Ah! You okay? Are you hurt? Are you okay? Really, thanks. I'm okay. The balloon you found is mine, but I just wanted a friend. I didn't mean to involve you. Sorry. Spartan, were you there in Alice's server where Seth pinged me and was like, give me the head mod roll, I'll fight you for it. And then, like, someone went and listened to the impressions we did of Alice, and they thought that I had used an AI voice. Because I was able to just make my voice sound very naturally, like this. It's not terribly hard to do. All you have to do is start talking with this kind of cadence, and eventually, you'll be just fine. I'll play it here. They thought that, this voice was, Alright, we are so back. Let's give it just a sec. Okay. So I imagine it got cut off. So let's play it again. It's 16 seconds. Hello, it's me, Robin, from the hit game Honk AI Star Rail. Here we are again. What kind of song are you in the mood for now? Until our next meeting. May my songs gift you with pleasant dreams. Listen to those mouth clicks. Oh yeah, baby, yeah. A telegram from Yumland. Gospel claims the mysterious Navi attack was theirs. They destroyed Yum Square. What? Yum Square? Yumland security was thought to be world class. Gospel Navi's with enough power to destroy Yum Square. That's not good. I just have a 12-year-old there. The next target for the navvies that had attacked Yumland is... What's wrong? Why won't you read on? The next target for the navvies is that attacked Yumland is Electopia! What? Excuse me. Chode, where do you think you're going? To investigate. No time to waste. Am I wrong? Like Chode said, get to it on the double. I'll make a powerful weapon program to oppose the Navi. Contact all of the official net battlers in the country. Take extreme measures to guard against hacking. They're all coming. And now since we're first-class net battlers, we can really get into saving the world. Lan, a crisis is facing Electopia. Hurry! I'm on the job, off to Dad's. Lan, you got mail? Oh, let's check her mail. Oh, that's Lan's dad, that's right. I miss you, son. I made it so you can use the center's elevator, so come visit sometime, okay? Okay. Maybe I'll do that right now. Mom! Mom's latest challenge, the perfect cheesecake. Gonna keep doing that till she drops dead. It's kind of funny, like, this world is not aware. Oh, well, there's fewer people around. The world is changing. It's interesting, like, how do these people respond to a terrorist event on the net? Let's have a look at what school says. It's a nice theme. I like that theme a lot. I wish I could use it as, like, the kickoff theme for stream. Let's save. Let's just save. 8 hours. 8 hours of this game, huh? 8 hours of playing around a little bit. I have an unlocker. I'll be fine. I should probably buy more of those, like, little Helios. Lan, you've got mail. What mail? I set up a retro chip trader. Huh! Mega Man Battle Network 1 chips. Okay, I don't have any of that. I did not play Mega Man Battle Network 1. If you can believe it. Let's go see Dad. Let's save again, actually. Let me see. Let me see one thing. Let me see one thing. Yes, I do have these. Okay. Drink water. I will. Okay. I want to try one other game for a little cooldown because I think this is a good spot to, like, stop Mega Man for a bit. So I want to play the Game Boy Advance Starfleet. I want to play Densetsu no Starfleet. I want to play a little bit of that. Let's do that. Let's play some Starfy, huh? As a way to play a third game on stream. I've never played this before. I want to try it out. See if I like it. Same way I like Scourge Hive. Is the peaceful kingdom of Puff Top. Oh, look at that. Now that's some good stuff. There lives Starfy, the prince of the kingdom. However, he's known for being rather clumsy at times. One day, he was carrying some important treasure when... Oh, this is beautiful. Look at those clouds. He threw the treasure out from the cloud. He accidentally dropped it. Oh, King Zexo's raiding with a party of Fic 15. Hello? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, I'm Voltage. I'm a Twitch streamer, grad school person, voice actor. I'm getting my PhD. And I'm playing Densetsu no Starfy. I just started playing it. Hitoshi Cypher, thank you so much for the follow. Check this shit out. Look at how cool this is. This is the legendary Starfy Origins. You ever play that video game? No, probably not. But it is on the Nintendo Switch, Game Boy Advance NSO in Japanese. I'm playing a fan translation, or at least trying it, because I'm doing this thing with my stream where I'm trying games. I'm trying games whenever and however I darn well please. So we were just playing Mega Man Battle Network 2, and to start the stream off, we played about a half hour of a game called Scourge Hive for the Game Boy Advance, which is a dope game that I think should be something you all check out if you can. But yeah, it makes me think of Kirby. I was also playing Mega Man Battle Network 2, and I was rambling and raving about my study abroad trips in China where I just like partied hard all the time. This is Old Man Lobber.
I've lived y'all long, youngin', but that's the first time I've seen a storm so great. It was so harsh that it even caused you to fall down from Puff Top. Overall, it seems that Puff Top is in some sort of trouble. You must return there at once, or so I would like to say. Lately, the seas have become full of dangerous creatures. You don't seem too strong, so what should we do? I know, my friend Herman has always been a wise one. Go and search for him. You can even get used to moving about while you look.
So it's just pressing that way.
The signs set up along the way should help you get the hang of things. Alrighty then. Set off to look for Herman.
That voice is not a friendly one. Starfy's adventure begins. Start by practicing some of his moves. Okay, so you just go, woo! And you press A to swim. Very cool. A to dash. Oh, this is lovely. This is such a nice little time. By dashing, you can push blocks. What? Oh, they returned to normal. Okay. This is so charming. Sorry to raid and run, I just gotta unwind for a bit. Oh yeah, do what you gotta do. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate you. This is very cool. This is very cool. Raiders, have you played any cool games lately? What are you playing? I'm curious to know. I'd like to try them, maybe. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute this is. This is, oh no, is this like Echo the Dolphin type shit? Yeah, it kind of is. Uh-oh. Chat, if you've played Echo the Dolphin, you might know what I mean by this, where if you have momentum jumping out of the water, you go higher.
Well, looks like you're getting the hang of things. On land, you can use the walk. Have you seen any star around? Those are pearls. When you collect 5 of them, 1 life point's restored. Now go into that door across the way. Remember to keep an eye out for Herman over there. And if you see a floating barrel, you can push it with your turbo swim. Go along now.
Like so. You can definitely push it. To enter the door, press the up button. This is very sweet. Oh, look at that. It's Pizza Tower. Wait, this is just... What? You're telling me that is Pizza Tower? Okay, plays one 2D platformer with a dash that has a skid where you hold a button and it's like it's Pizza Tower. It's not Pizza Tower, dude. Play more video games. Still, very... Can't break those yet. Hello? Are you friend or foe?
Hey, wait a second. Please listen. I need some help. Won't you hear me out? My house has gone missing, so I'm in a bit of a jam. I've been using this thing instead, but it's not my style at all. Please search around here for my house.
Very interesting. You found a kettle. It's a bit drab. Starfy takes the kettle with him. Is this your house, sir? Sir, is this your house? Sir, is this your house?
Oh, you found something that's... oh, isn't that just a kettle? That's not it. My home is way cooler looking than that. Perhaps it drifted a little further away from here. I know, take this key. If you see it door the keyhole, you can open it up. I hope you're good at jumping, otherwise you might have some trouble on the other side.
Okay, we got a key. Let's see what that does. I see. Hello. Oh, who are you? You're cute. Nice to meet you, Starfy. Because of that terrible storm, you fell down into the ocean, poor thing. During your adventure, I can save your progress. Just touch my shell and your game will be saved. Then no matter what happens, you can restart from the last shell you visited. I have friends all over, so keep an eye out for shells that look like mine. Oh, and if you want to quit while playing, you're near the save point. Just press the start button, and while the game is paused, to turn off the power. Wait, just press the start button, and while the game is paused, turn off the power. I mean, like, you could do that in general. Okay. Search for Herman's house and bring it back to him. Very cute little game. I think this platformer is very, very, very cute. I think Erin would like this game. It seems like something she would find fun. Alright, let's push this barrel over here instead then, huh? The Game Boy Advance library just continues to impress. I mean, like, there's nothing quite like the Game Boy Advance library, honestly. Oh, and you can glide like Knuckles. That is great. And you can change directions. This is fun. You found a tusk shell. It's quite stylish, although a little slender. This is a little charming little experience. Chat, have you played the DS version of this game? My brother has, but I did not.
Unfortunately, there's some rocks blocking the path. Slide spinning them. How about giving a star spin a try? Press B to do a star spin.
Okay, so we can star spin. Press mash and you'll be back to normal. Oh, I see. I went the wrong way. This is really good for a control stick, though, because I can just spin it around in a circle and it works fine. Oh, this is really fun. Oh, this is really fun. That's very fun. It's a little clunky getting out of the water, but for the most part, like, I can let it ride. This is neat. Oh, man. That's good. Hey, it's Herman's house. Probably. Imagine losing your house like that. That's, like, couldn't be me. I don't live in a van.
I'm gonna put it on right now. Here I go. Now that's more like it. I'm back to my groovy self again. So let's get back to business. I heard about you from Old Man Lobber. You're the Prince of Puff Top, Starfy. You somehow fell down from all the way up there, Well, I'll be sure to use the star spin technique I taught you on your adventure. You'll need it. Alright, let's get out of here and head to the Coral Reef. Together with Herman, Starfy heads to the Coral Reef. Now the adventure truly begins. This is neat. 44. What is this? Is it a friend photo? Oh, that's so great. Please listen, I've got some information. We teach you about the star spin. Have you taken out a bunch of enemies in a row? If you do, a bunch of pearls will appear. It's a great way to rack up points. Also, can you, give me a hug? Try and follow him. Oh, it's a bad dude. It's a bad dude. We gotta follow the bad dude. You ever follow a bad dude? I wouldn't recommend it. It leads to trouble. This is sweet. This is like the vibes, great vibes. All around superb Starfy vibe. Feels like Rystar kinda. Like very Sega Genesis feeling, you know? I could definitely see this being like, oh, this was gonna be a Sega Genesis game at one point, but nope, it's on the Game Boy now. Definitely feels like that. Also reminds me a bit of Wario Land 4. Okay. Oh, I see. I see what that is. Oh no. Oh, did I find the secret? Or did I get sent back much further? I may have been sent back much further. Oh well. No, I found the right way. Interesting. I got my friend. Mo. That's Mo. Ah, darn, what are those two guys? There are too many of those guys. I thought I'd be able to handle them. And man, I didn't have the chance to say what I wanted. Some goon kidnapped Ruby, my one and only love. Darn it, I was caught off guard. Oh, Ruby. Wait, no. Oh, Ruby. Today you're looking as pretty as ever.
Is that so? Thank you. Anyway, there's something important I want to discuss.
Conk.
Conk. Conk. I love that.
What a waste.
Well, then I'll make my own conch bride. I'll make my own bride. I love you. Oh no. Poor Mo.
Ugh.
Younger Fork brother.
We'll be eating clams tonight. Hey.
That's pretty fun. I have to save my precious Ruby. Man, even thinking about it now is totally painful. You'll help me get her back. You seem to have some free time. You're trying to get back to Puff Top? Well, worry about that after. You gotta admire him. You gotta admire his devotion to his beloved. Something about this music. A kettle and a touch tail have clogged the waterway. Sorry about that. Oh no. Hey, you ever need advice, just ask Mo. Sometimes you may see his eyes peeking up from out of the ground. If so, just give that area a whirl with your stir spray. Mo's real nice. He better be. Okay. I am starting to feel very tired very fast, so this was a nice little way to cap off the stream. Raiders, Zexo, thank you so much for the raid. I'm sorry we're not going to go for longer tonight, but at this point I do think I need to wrap up. So let's see if there's anyone I can send you all to for fun and games. Doesn't seem like I have any mutuals who are live, and so that'll be okay. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for Zexo for the raid, and for Hitoshi Cyber for the follow. We'll see you next week for more Mega Man Battle Network 2 and some other cool games. Till then.